What's up guys, Danny Converts here. Today we're talking about how to make a legit music video from start to finish. So when people do behind the scenes of music video productions, they don't typically start from the very beginning of when the idea was first generated all the way to the end of the edit. They just kind of show you the BTS of what's actually happening on set of that music video. So what I wanted to do was to make that video that showed you what happened from the moment I got the email from the musician's manager all the way to the delivery and posting it up on Vivo and YouTube. So I made a music video for Roses and Nicky Romero's single Where Would We Be. The song is a smash hit. I am linking the video right now, so go check it out. Even pause this video, go watch that one, come back and see how it all unraveled. Yeah, check it out, let me know what you think. I think it's awesome, so hopefully you like it too. One day her manager sent me an email. I was like, hey, do you do actual music videos? And I was like, yeah, like tour videos are my aspirations. Like this is the stuff that I want to be doing. So he like told me about the song Where Would We Be. He sent me the link of the file. He's like, hey, can you like come up with an idea for this music video? I have a few other music video directors coming up with ideas simultaneously, and we're just gonna kind of pick the best one and roll with that person. This was the first opportunity for myself to work with a big established musician with which I knew like as soon as they posted the video it was gonna get millions of views, and I was super pumped about it. I emailed back and I was like, hell yeah, like this sounds awesome. I'm gonna come up with an idea right away. I went back, kind of thought about what the song was, listened to it a bunch of times. So gathered all my ideas, put it into a video treatment. If you don't know what a video treatment, this is what mine looks like right here for this particular song. I put in a few screen grabs of what I envision of the look and feel of the video to be like. So yeah, if you're not super well versed in video treatments, that's a separate video that we can do another time. You know, let's do it later, not now, because we have a lot to get to. Also add in the story of what you think the video should be and how it should follow. And I even went a step further in putting in actual like kind of like almost shotless scenarios of like each scene and how each year in this music video is gonna play out. Because I had the idea of playing out all through 4 years of high school, and I wanted to follow year by year as it progressed through time. So I sent the video treatment back to them. They responded, loved it, great feedback. They're pumped and ready to work with me. So that was like a huge moment for me. I knew it was gonna be like such a good experience for me. So once that happened, we kind of talked over budget, and full transparency, the budget was like super low. Like, but I can't blame them because I like at the time I had really nothing or like really no major like music video examples to put on my portfolio for them to see to really trust me. So it was hard for them to like dish out a ton of money into this. So they only give me a little bit, and I think the idea of it was like if this fails and whatever, like we didn't spend too much money, but if it works, okay, like we didn't lose too much money, we know next time that we can pay him more. So it was a kind of trust thing, which I understood. I was okay with doing it. Full transparency, I actually lost like $1,500 making this video because I wanted to put my all into it. There wasn't enough budget, but I knew it was gonna be huge. I knew so many people were gonna see it, and it was gonna be a piece that I could put on my portfolio for so many years to come, and it was gonna really be the staple of like who I am as a filmmaker. As soon as you see my website, my work, my reel. So I didn't mind doing it for less money than typical music videos should have been. It was probably like not even close to a tenth of what the budget should have been, but thanks for the opportunity anyway. All right, from that point on, I then went on to finalize who the characters in the story were gonna be and kind of what the story was gonna be going forward. Since we had characters, I knew we were gonna have to cast some real actors. I didn't want to just cast anyone. I wanted to cast real people with real experience, because when you're shooting people without acting experience, it is so just like clearly not the same as shooting with someone who really cares and really is passionate about acting, because the point just like comes across so much better. So to find those actors, I put out an ad on film.org, which is just like a big like film network in the Philadelphia area, which is where I'm from. Also put out an ad on Backstage, which is just like another casting website, and we got so many hits every day. I was getting like 50 to 100 emails from people like super stoked about the opportunity because one, it was a paid opportunity. Two, it was just like a big opportunity to be in such like a big music video for such like a good artist and good song. I knew I wasn't going to be able to answer all these emails and kind of keep everything organized in terms of like answering casting, setting up a casting call while we're seeing people in real life. So I knew I had to hire a producer, and I hired no other than Danny Harris, who's one of my really good friends. I used to work with her back in the day at my old job, and I just know she's like a super organized, down-to-earth person that I was gonna be able to like truly put all my trust in and have her take over that part of the game. The other tasks along the way that I gave to Danny was organizing costumes, helping keep track of schedule and things like that for her role as a producer. Next thing I did is I kind of figured out what camera I wanted to use. I didn't have the budget to rent a Red camera or Alexa or anything like that, but I knew I couldn't use my DSLR, I couldn't use my Canon 1DX, so I took it a step up. I went with Canon so I could use my Canon lenses, and I shot on a Canon C200. It was my second time shooting on it, and the first time I really loved it, and I knew it was gonna produce like great 4K video that I'd be able to manipulate and color the way I wanted to. So yeah, that's the camera I went with. Things move along. We finally nailed down like some of the best applicants who submitted for casting. My producer Danny and I called together like a legit casting call where we sat down with these people that had submitted in person, face to face, and we had them act through some specific scenarios. And we had some really great guys come through. One guy in particular that got the gig, James Yoder, did an amazing job. Came in, just like wowed us from the beginning. I was like, this is the guy. I knew it was him just from like the first like 5 seconds of seeing him in person. Now that we had a team locked in, a set of actors locked in, the next thing was to lock in a location. And I went to shoot this in a high school. And let me tell you something, it is so hard to lock down a high school. Like, especially when the song has some iffy lyrics about like weed and underage drinking. So it wasn't the easiest task to find a high school. I probably emailed about 50 high schools and got turned down by 49 of them. Most of them were like public schools. Public schools just like wouldn't do it because of the lyrics. So my assistant director, Keenan, actually put me in touch with his principal. He went to a private school in Philadelphia. Beautiful school, Masterman High School. Yeah, I talked to the principal. She was like, it's cool. Like, just like go and talk to the school district of Philadelphia and fill out the necessary paperwork. Necessary paperwork was absolutely brutal. I had to get insurance from a third party to cover everything needed. Once I got the insurance, I had to submit that for review. Once they reviewed everything and reviewed the idea, I told them about what was happening, got signed off from the principal of the school, went back to the school district in Philadelphia, then I had to pay like, I think it was like $1,000 to have the school open for the day. So it was like, just like a total mess, and it was like, but whatever. At the end of the day, we locked down the school. I think we ended up locking it down like 2 days before the shoot. The day before the shoot, me and Keenan went through and walked the school, and we kind of checked out every single location in the school that the school had to offer, and we kind of developed the game plan. So the next day when we were actually shooting, it was gonna end up being just like a smooth operation. Everything was gonna go according to plan. So now we were at shoot day, and I met the actors. I wanted everyone to kind of like bond and get to know each other before we started shooting because they had to be best friends in the film. So we took, I drove all the actors in one car and tried to get them to socialize a little bit as we drove to the location, which was like a 45-minute drive, so it was like a good time for them to bond. Then we got to the school, we unloaded all the gear, had like a base set up in the cafeteria where we had all the gear, all the costumes set up. Producer Danny was doing an amazing job of keeping all the different outfits organized because it was a huge task because there was 4 years we had to go through, so 4 different outfit changes for each person. We had to keep on track of what scenes have which outfits, and she did an amazing job with that, so kudos to her. Filming, we were going shot by shot. Having scouted the day before was super helpful because when all the extras came, it ended up being like 30 people on set, and it was just like so much for the small team that we had, the little experience I had as the director. But every shot was just like going so smoothly. It was so planned out and so thoughtfully gone through in pre-production, which made like such a huge difference because I just like was able to feel calmer. I knew the story inside and out. I was able to direct the actors the best I could, and the actors were incredible. They took direction with so much ease, and that was such a huge benefit of having real actors on set. We shot in the school bathroom, an emotional scene where people are crying. We shot in the hallway where we had extras walking back and forth to create like a busy hallway scene. We had makeshift lighting all day. Didn't have any money for lighting, which is like such a huge part of it. So I was using like my crappy little LED light panels. I had people holding lights, holding diffusers. It was just like absolute chaos in terms of equipment, but I'm so happy it turned out this way because I can always look back and just like laugh and just like say how much we got done with so little that we had. So we were done with the high school. We booked it over to another high school because I wanted an outdoor feel, and we weren't able to use the outdoor of the high school we were at because it was in the city and I wanted a suburban feel. So we kind of just like, without telling the other suburban high school, just kind of filmed outside and got some really beautiful shots. We shot at a diner the next day, which I had to call ahead, and they basically just let us shoot in because I explained the idea. I told them everything about the music video, the musician, and they're just like super stoked to be a part of it. Shot in my girlfriend's basement for another scene, so thank you, the Chido Ortizes, for allowing us to use your space. That was awesome. It was just like kind of a wrap at that point. You kind of get the idea of how the shoot went. Everything went super smoothly. The actors were best friends by the end. It was awesome. So then we got down to editing, and because we did so much work in the pre-production and so many jobs analyzing shots and like coming up with the story and developing how the story was going to progress, the edit was so easy because shots were just kind of like fitting in here and there, and had everything in place, colored it, sent it over. They absolutely loved it. There was like not that much feedback at all, which is like absolutely insane. They were blown away, especially for the amount of hope they had in me. I don't think they had a ton of hope in what I could do, which is like rightfully so because I didn't have much to show them to begin with, but it turned out great. From there, I had to export like Apple ProRes HQ files so that they could send it over to Vivo and try to send it to MTV and to send it to Billboard, etc. And yeah, it was just like such a cool experience. I was such a young filmmaker, and to direct a music video that ended up on Vivo and have an amazing team behind me and meet amazing people, actors, the extras, everyone who was involved was such a cool person. It was such like a good experience, such a good learning experience for me to just kind of like take the bull by the balls and just kind of run with everything. Is that the right expression? Bull by the balls, or is it bull by the horns? Yeah, fuck. It's definitely bull by the horns. But I took those balls, but yeah, that is kind of general overview, start to finish, of how this music video went. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Until next time, thank you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.